Edify Show with special guests, Brian Bird. And now, the host of the Edify Show, Elliott Wallach.
Hi, welcome to the Edify Show. Today I'm interviewing Brian Bird on the set of When Calls the Heart. Now, this was just after the Hearties Family Reunion, and the excitement was very fresh for us because we just helped make the announcement that Melissa Gilbert will be on the next season of When Calls the Heart. Let's take a look. Hi everyone, welcome to the Edify Show and another very special edition. We're at the Hearties Family Reunion. I'm talking right now on the set of When Calls the Heart to Papa Hardy himself, Brian Bird. Brian, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you,
How many Hearties Family? This is number
8 that we've done of the Hearties Family Reunion, these fan events up here on set in Vancouver, BC. And this has been probably the most memorable of all the 8 that we've done is this one. The first one was awesome. All of them been awesome. But for some reason, all the pieces came together this time in such a magnificent way.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. I mean, there was a number of things, obviously celebrating the life of Neil Fernley, was very powerful and touching. And then to have the fans there and completely be shocked by the Melissa Gilbert announcement. And that was your idea, wasn't it, to announce that at HFR?
Well, when Michael Landon, my partner on this show, told me about his experience at the Little House on the Prairie 50th anniversary get-together of their fans several months ago, he sort of caught a new vision for what the Hearties could also bring to the world of, When Calls the Heart and our fan events. And he said, what do you think of the idea of trying to cross-pollinate Little House on the Prairie and When Calls the Heart? And I said, well, I think it's brilliant because the legacy of your father's show, your father's huge hit show on NBC, and our hit show, When Calls the Heart on the Hallmark Channel, cross-pollinating those is huge to me because the fans are kind of the same fans for both shows. They're both sort of faith, hope, and love kinds of shows that the fans hunger for. And so I said, I love the idea. And so we started working on that part first, is to actually bring one of the stars of Little House on the Prairie to When Calls the Heart for some episodes in Season 12. So that had to happen first. And he approached Melissa Gilbert and said, would you be open? Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura Ingalls Wilder on Little House, legendary kind of role in television.
Right.
And she said, I would love to. Then we went to the network, we went to all of our partners, all the stakeholders, and they fell in love with the idea. And then Patty and I, who sort of put on this little Hearties party here up in Vancouver every year called the Hearties Family Reunion, we started thinking, wait, what if the announcement of Melissa Gilbert joining When Calls the Heart in Season 12 could be made at the reunion?
Right.
And what if we could actually bring her to the reunion and let Michael surprise the fans of When Calls the Heart with this amazing news? And everybody seemed okay with that. And so we just went to town and made that happen. So to see that vision come true and how you and Michael choreographed the whole thing was just, such a godsend.
That has to be very gratifying for you because the theory is I know Michael, for example, said that of the 5 people that came up and talked to him, 1 would be a When Calls the Heart fan.
Yes.
And then to see that come out and see those, because I was standing right there with you, but in the front, it's like they were so emotional when they saw Melissa Gilbert.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. This was one of the most powerful ones, seeing them get that. It actually made me emotional.
Yeah.
And then see the obvious connection with Michael and Melissa and a 50-year friendship.
Yes.
Out there. And she kind of seems like a Hardy.
Yes.
She sort of fits into the crew.
She does.
Yeah.
She does.
That had to feel good.
Yeah. No, just, the swell in the crowd, the incredible surprise on their faces and in their hearts. And it's kind of like a giant gasp happened, like collectively across the room. And then immediately everybody was on their feet, like they were stunned, but also so happy. Because I would guess that most of the hardcore When Calls the Heart fans were also grew up as hardcore Little House fans, right?
Totally.
I did.
Me too,
right?
totally.
Right? So we were weaned on that kind of content. And for the longest time now, it hasn't been available to people, like for decades now. And When Calls the Heart has sort of filled the need that the people that got satisfied by Little House on the Prairie. When Calls the Heart has sort of filled a need once again for this kind of content. And so it's a natural cross, pollination, cross marketing of the two fan bases, but also the two shows for us to join together and to bring Melissa actually into the cast of When Calls the Heart is just like, that's just golden for us.
Right.
Golden privilege for us and for our fans.
No, and I don't think people would understand how hard that is to pull off, because you have, Hallmark has their goals and how they want to announce it, and then to have all of it come together at the same time to the benefit of these, 330 beautiful people that were up here, and then to our benefit to watch their minds just go.
Yeah.
That was so great. And I mean, and you and I, like you say, this is the 8th Hearties Family Reunion, but to see that actually come together and then see news outlets just pick it up all over. And I've never been more excited about a season of When Calls the Heart, to see what Melissa Gilbert is doing. And without even seeing her, I got to say, I'm hoping she's staying. I guess time will tell.
Well,
time will tell.
if it works, then maybe there can be more.
Yeah.
We're excited.
I think so too. This is going to be great. Hey, thanks for coming on the program. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
And that concludes this episode of the Edify Show. Thank you so much to Brian Bird for taking the time to talk about this exciting news that Melissa Gilbert is going to be on the next season of When Calls the Heart. And we'll be seeing you next time and all through the season right here on the Edify Show.
Tune in next week for Hearty TV Tuesday. Elliott will be interviewing When Calls the Heart costume designer Barbara Gregazova. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube page. And never miss a thing when you register at Hearties.com, where people around the world are coming together to support inspiring entertainment. And we'll see you next week on The Edify Show.